Okay, so Goodison Park had finished Everton 1, Southampton 1, and you would actually think that Southampton were the home side tonight. That was abysmal. I didn't bother with the last 20 minutes. Just put my little girl to bed, and by the time I come back out, it looks like I hadn't missed much. But we'll go on to that first half. That dreadful, dreadful first half. As I said, you could have thought that Southampton were the home side. They pressed, they passed, they harried. They were the much better side. They were quicker. They were smarter with the ball, and we just had nothing. Midfield absolutely bereft of ideas. No clue what to do with it. No clue what to do with each other. Um, and again, all upstaged by a 19-year-old. Anthony Gordon again proven the better player on the pitch, which was again shouldn't be happening. There's a lot of senior players on that side that you should be thinking, no, mate, you should be, you should be telling the kid what to do, not the kid trying to run the show. Loads of fucking errors in that first half, not just from the players, but from Lee Mason as well. Absolute shit show from that fella once again. Premier League have really got to step up and start taking a look at these referees for next season. Even with VAR is giving them jack shit. Absolute waste of time. We'll start with the penalty decision, the first one. Very tame. Everyone's going, oh, well, he's touched him. There's a bit of contact and he's gone to ground. Very stupid from Andre Gomez, who eventually ended up going off. But even before that, there was an opportunity where they could have scored. Pickford putting it onto the bar. Actually, I thought it had gone in, and it was just ridiculous. But again, going to the penalty, it was given a penalty. Fortunately, they strike the bar, and we're still in it. Then 2 minutes later, a few minutes later, Anthony Gordon goes down the other end, and the exact same thing happens, and we don't get a penalty. It just baffles me how referees make these rules up as they go along, especially crucial penalty decisions such as that. Anthony Gordon gets clipped and he still doesn't give it. It's daft. Then the human stag do Danny Ings fucking gives us everything that we want, that we know was going to happen, and we concede to his goal. Again, shitty defending, all stem from poor passing in the midfield and players not closing down. And all of a sudden it's 1-0, and you think, well, we were lucky it wasn't 2-0. You're lucky that Ward-Prowse didn't put that penalty away. Fortunately for us, we got a striker in Richarlison who can actually find the net, because between him and Gordon, they were probably the only ones who come out with a bit of credit. Calvert-Lewin wasn't up to much cop again, but again, I think that's down to form. But the goal completely bypasses our midfield. Great long ball. We should have just turned into a long ball team and just hit the target. Great long ball in from Luca Dean. Richarlison gets it under his feet and just takes a crack at it and puts it straight over the keeper. Superb goal. Got full credit to him for that. And you just thought that the game was going to change a little bit after that. A bit more confidence, a bit more ideas, a bit more, hang on, well, but we can do something against this side. And the second half started exactly as the first, really. It was poor, it was tame, it was lax and very slack in the midfield. And, you look at that midfield and you go, Carlo's got a lot to do. But you got to wonder now. I mean, I said this a couple of weeks ago. I think it was against Liverpool. It's like, how long is too much for Andre Gomez to be playing? And he's looked off the boil. He's not looked fit. He's not looked sharp. He's not looked mentally ready to come back into it, I would say. You look at it and you go, well, listen, is his head in it? Who knows? Tom Davis again. There's a lot of he's under a lot of criticism every week, but I think even today and after Spurs, the whole team, not just Davis, is culpable for how they got on there. They were all poor, but that midfield, man, when Sidibe comes on ahead of Beningame, and you think, what the fuck? Alex Iwobi still staying on, still playing, and it's just baffling. I feel sorry for Ancelotti because he's got a hell of a lot of work to do. He must have wondered what the fuck he was getting into once he's seen this side and how it's played in recent weeks. You've got to wonder what the friggin' hell he's got to do. I think Europe's well and truly out the fucking window as well. I wouldn't even be entertaining it. I'd just be thinking now, let's stay up as high up the pitch, as high up the league as we can, gain points where we can. I mean, I know you can easily say Southampton are playing well and they are, but so to pick up a point is okay. But again, we're back at Goodison. We haven't lost against Southampton in 23 years at home. Long may that continue, but you just think that fucking hell, Everton pull a finger out and get this season done with. I'm sick of this project restart anyway. It's a pile of shite. It just feels like a pre-season. There's players who aren't arsed, and they never feel arsed in pre-season anyway. You look at a lot of the pre-season friendlies that we play, and there's players who are half running about and they're not bothered. And if I was Ancelotti, I'd be fucking screaming at him and said, "Do you want to stay at this club? If you don't, there's the door. If you don't want to play for Carlo Ancelotti, mate, go." Iwobi, Sigurdsson, there's two that I'm pointing out there. I'll even point it out now and say Tom Davis. Do you know what I mean? Start pulling your socks up, lads, especially Tom, because otherwise, he'll replace you as quick as you won't have a leg to stand on anymore. And I think after him coming out and saying 100%, I've got to change this squad, I don't blame him. But he's got a hell of a lot of work to do. Hell of a lot. And it's worrying watching this Everton side because they are treating it like, oh, well, I'm getting paid. Let's just see the season out. There's a lot more to it than they think. I think let's look at everything in perspective now. Then, I think you see that tackle on Richarlison. We've been getting booted in the air all game. Makes one huge tackle, wins the ball, great tackle, and gets booked instantly by Lee Mason. Man's a maggot. And that would have absolutely spared on Goodison. The ground would have erupted, and there would be there's nothing like a loud, angry, narky Goodison. And I think if the crowd in Goodison there would have put us over the edge and put us back in the game a lot faster than the equaliser. I actually think we'd have won it. Had there been a full crowd. So for me, I think the project restart it needs doing because it needs the league seeing out. But Man City have lost the league, so there's no point in keeping it going. You know what I mean? Just bin it off now. It's just a money grabbing exercise from Amazon, from the Premier League, from Sky, BBC. All of them, they're all trying to get involved and try and get some money out of somebody. But fuck it, and we just see out the league now. Just get it over and done with is all I can say. If you liked what I've said or you don't like what I've said, give me a shout in the comments. Let me know what your thoughts are on Project Restart as well. Also on the likes of our midfield, who would you bring in? I mean, it's probably very easy to replace a lot of them. You could probably even replace it with youth. If so, who would you like to see in? Who would you who ideally would you like to see come into the side? Make sure you're liking and subscribing to the Grand Old Team and also to mine and Paul's channel, Falcon Blues TV. Until then, you know the score. I'll see you next week. See you in a bit.